Good evening, everybody. It's time again for your Rowdies Talk Radio, the Green and Gold Gospel.
Hey there, little Red Riding Hood, I got a problem and it's complicated. Going through changes and I just can't ignore the signs. Hear them now and it's so loud it hurts. Hear me growl and hear me howl when the full moon is out. Hear me growl, you see me run, you see me jump. Try to fight, but I emerge with the prize in hand. You better watch out, it's gonna take more than what you got. All eyes are on me and the silence is deafening. There's no help against this full moon. Don't ever say I didn't warn you, because I came to play, came to play, I came to play, came to play, I came to play, came to play, I came to play. Wow!
Good evening and welcome to the Unused Substitutes. I'm your host, Ben, where we bring you the green and gold gospel. I am solo tonight. Unfortunately, no Dan. He has just had a run of it lately. It's just been a rough go. But we love him mostly. We do miss him. I know y'all do too. So we're going to get into this. We had a lot of fun this game. I mean, this was such a huge turnaround from really feeling the exact opposite, like two very opposite ends of the spectrum. The team that we expected to show up in Rhode Island showed up this weekend and really put their best foot forward. I mean, there are a few mistakes. Obviously, those goals we'll get into it a little bit. Some things we got to lock down better. We have to do a better job. And like I said, we'll talk a bit more about. But we had some big things happen this game, not just a win. We had some things work in our favor, some more than others this week, as far as standings are concerned. So, what do you say we kind of dig in and kind of talk about this one? Well, first and foremost, this was just a fun game. It was a good environment. I think the turnout was okay. I would have liked to see a little bit stronger turnout, but I really feel like this last game coming up here against Detroit at home should be a really big turnout. I've heard good things, but I still challenge you all to make sure that you're grabbing everyone you know to get a ticket package and get out here. I don't know if they're still doing that. Get a Rowdies ticket, get a USA ticket as well, but that's a huge deal from the team to work that together. I think it's well worth the price point. And if you don't know about it, call your local Rowdies rep and talk to them about it, because there's some great deals out there right now, especially for this last game. And I mean, for no other reason, look, it's the last game. Show up, get out there. It should be exciting. And if the same team shows up that we expect to be there, they're going to put on a show for us. So anyways, yeah, I mean, so this game starts off kind of how you'd expect it. I mean, the team that needs the win came out with the right foot forward. I think our counter press early on was obviously very effective. We knew Hartford was going to try and exploit their speed over top, and they definitely tried to. I thought as a whole. Now, obviously, I know we let 2 goals in here, so it is what it is. I mean, like, it wasn't perfect by any means. But considering the pace that they do have, I really don't feel like they were able to exploit that very well. And I think a lot of it has to do with, 1, the counter press. 2, I think defensively, the way we set up as a whole really shut down a lot of passing lanes. We didn't let a lot of things over top. And we didn't allow Hartford to really find a lot of rhythm. I mean, even when they scored their goals, it didn't feel like it was coming. I mean, obviously they felt like they were having some chances. Like look, we know that Hartford is a tough team. They have proven. I mean, by winning the Eager Cup, we know they're a good team. We know they're going to create opportunities. But man, I just like I've said before, when this team is buzzing, I don't worry. I know there's a response coming. And the nice thing was, we didn't have to wait to respond to a moment. We came out and made our own, and we were creating opportunities early. I mean, if you look at this first goal, so it was off a corner kick where they went short, they pulled it back, they brought it back in. Chrysostamo ends up breaking up a pass, playing it back to Mendez, and before you know it, I mean, he looks up and he sees Manu just basically out in the circle, out in the center circle, by himself on an island, which I'll be the first to admit, I'm not expecting Manu to make that long ass run. That's not his strength. But my guy has been playing his ass off the last, 5-6 weeks. And kudos to Arteaga, who has really, I get it. We need him all season. We're not talking about past. We're talking about what's happening right now. And in the last 4 or 5 games, he has been absolutely superb. Anyways, so Mendez gets the ball, kind of back on the side of the 18, plays a beautiful ball right over to Manu. Manu receives the ball, turns upfield, drives all the way to the 18, does a quick step over move to kind of create a little space for him and the player. Defender does what, he tries to make his body big, and Manu drives the ball in near post. It looks like the keeper was expecting to go far, not through the defender, which traditionally is what you do in that scenario. But it goes right through the defender's legs and into the near post, and boom, we're off and running. It's the 8th minute. And it felt like there was more coming in this game. Just that kind of response, especially, I think it was important just for the mentality of the guys to come out and have a moment like that early on in a game against a tough opponent, especially coming off of what happened in Rhode Island. I know the coach and probably the players were trying to create, talk about short memory. You take the negatives from that when you turn to positives. And I think all the things that you expect, all the cliche things you hear, right, in interviews about having a good response, having a quick response. This is exactly that. This is a culmination of doing exactly those things. And kudos to Manu. Manu made a beautiful run. He drove with everything he had. And let's be honest, Manu had himself a monster of a game up top. It's funny. In the last whistle of the game, you see Manu is kind of putting his hands down to his feet and just falls to his ass. And he just kind of like, oh my God, like that man gave 110% of everything he had in this game. And he's been playing that way. I love that for him. And look, and his play creates more opportunities. Like, for instance, the second goal that, Passius ends up putting in the back of the net. So in this play, I think it was off of whatever. They're playing out of the back. Defenders bring the ball forward, and Manu is just, as soon as that pass is made to the defender, Manu, which ironically I think was on Jordan Scarlett, drives over to the ball, goes kind of from behind, but not really. Scarlett, or the defender, whoever it was, had just played the ball a little bit enough ahead of him to where Arteaga was able to get all ball in this play and breaks it free to Paul Marie. Paul Marie immediately drives into the 18 and looks to cut the ball back. What looked like it was initially going to Manu, but Manu, it's almost like it just didn't quite have the pace to get to where he needed to be. But then here's Passius just right on, like Johnny on the spot, right? And just takes the inside of his boot, like between, like right at the toe and the arc of the foot, right? And just puts his beautiful English on the ball that drives the ball into the near post, which basically just left the keeper sitting there with no chance. No chance. Immediately, Arteaga's arms go up, everybody's arms go up, everybody's celebrating. Passius is down to the corner, Paul Marie chases him down. It was a great moment. And it was a great moment created purely off of the counterattack. Something that you could see that, that has definitely been something that Casiato has tried to instill in this team, trying to get everyone to buy in. And something discussed in postgame was like the importance of seeing Passius and Arteaga kind of come to life. And a big part of that has been Paul Marie. Now, obviously, we know Paul Marie is a tremendous player. And obviously bringing in a big talent like that is going to lift the players around him, right? But, Paul Marie has absolutely changed the entire look of that top three. And right now, those top three have been unbelievably good and in sync. Paul Marie has definitely found his way to not only play his best version in this system, but also get the best out of Passius and Arteaga. And the three of them together on the counter press, or even just in the movement forward offensively, has been wonderful to watch. And these guys really seem to be in sync. And it was really nice to see, because, you got all three of your attacking players all involved in a play, all created by them, and finishing the opportunity off. And, you're sitting in the 25th minute here, you're feeling pretty good. There was a couple moments here and there where I thought defensively we looked a little off, but we hadn't paid for that yet, right? Like those moments hadn't come yet where we're like, oh, okay, that's a problem. It was just one of those, we've seen this before, but they're shutting it down, and the bend don't break mentality on defense. So we're like, okay, we're okay for now. And I honestly felt like defensively we were okay. But then you get to the end of the half, and it's a killer of this team. And John Silva's brought it up. I've seen a number of other people bring it up on comment threads from posts from the team and just other people I've talked with. These goals that we keep letting in after and at a time, it's just, they're brutal, man. And the worst part about the goal, and we'll talk, there's a couple pieces to this goal, right? The worst part about a goal like that, and Ryan acknowledged it on the broadcast, was it allows the momentum to change in a game. Now, I don't know that it changed too much. It certainly gave Hartford a little bit of that feeling like we're still in this, kind of that bravado of like, okay, we might be down 2-1, but we're in this. And we all know a 2-0 lead is the worst lead in soccer. We know that. But again, so kind of what happens here is their player gets all the way down to the corner. Skinner is following his player down, but instead of following his player down to the end line, because he thinks that the ball is going to get knocked into our left back to go out for a corner kick, he doesn't follow his player in. That's problem number one. Problem number two, as Okar on the back post is not following his defender into the box, he is looking for that short play on the top of the 18 where there was like 3 Hartford players kind of free. I don't know if I would say they were open, but they weren't the threat, right? Like you have to stay on your attacker, and his guy ends up being on the back post wide open. So if you go through this moment here, so the winger kicks the ball, goes off of, I believe it was Wyke, but it stays in. Now, the guy that Skinner's supposed to be marking, he's not on him. He's playing a little bit deeper. He's playing off and all of a sudden has to like react, jump to him, and doesn't get there in time. In this moment, as Okar now jumps into the top of the 18, you can rewatch the play. Like he drives into the middle towards the almost top of the 6, but then he's like, I see these 3 guys here. I need to block that access, completely ignoring his guy behind him, which, look, it's easy for us to sit here and break it down like this. I get it. But when these things are consistently happening, like we got to talk about it, especially, when and if we get into the playoffs, these are moments that we're going to have to fix. But as a car breaks to the top of the box, top of the 18, just to make sure that play doesn't go through. But again, the midfielder is able to play the ball cleanly across the box, almost, closer to the end line than the 6, which has got that left winger, that left midfielder, or left striker all by himself out there to just simply tap in the ball. And that's in the, 45 plus 2. And basically that's the last play of the game. And it's frustrating. Now, on a personal level, this first half was frustrating for me because I'm sitting here and I'm sure for those that were at the game, the freaking board, that scoreboard, man, I was messing up. So I'm up behind the scoreboard trying to fix this thing while trying to watch this game. I finally get to where it's good and I'm like, okay, I'm in a good place, but I'm going to hang for a few minutes. So I drop down towards the wall and I'm just enough above the wall where I can watch the game, like right there, the action is happening. And of course, right as I drop down, because I feel like I'm good, I think we're going into halftime. We're in the extra time. I drop down and I hear, I couldn't tell if they scored or not. It was weird, but it was like there was no reaction, which that's fine. That means there wasn't a ton of Hartford people in there celebrating. But damn it, man. Like I dropped down and I missed the goal and I was like, son of a bitch. Plus I missed like 2/3 of the half live. I had to go back and rewatch the whole damn thing. But yeah, it just frustrating, right? Like super frustrating because you're like, damn it, man. Like you go in 2-0 into halftime and I think you can punch a little harder at Hartford. I think they're more susceptible. But then again, who knows? Maybe you play devil's advocate, you say maybe they're more dangerous because they're more desperate. But they're already solidly in the playoffs. So are they concerned? Are they worried? I don't know. Look, all I know is you give a team a goal at the death like that, they're going to feel better going into halftime, regardless of the scoreline, regardless if they're down. You just feel better just as somebody who's played. For those of you guys out there that have played any sport, when you get that final goal or point or whatever, right going into halftime, you got a little extra pep in your step. You feel a little better. Like you don't feel great, but you're like your confidence is up a little more, right? Because then you feel like you're more into this game, you're more part of it. Well, halftime comes at this point, I'm sure that the messaging has got to be just keep doing what you're doing. I don't think there's anything that we did in this first half where I would be like, yeah, don't do that anymore. Really, everybody as a whole, I thought was playing very well. We broke down on the one goal, sure. I know that's a flaw that this team has, and definitely something I hope they address in the offseason, which I'm sure Nico and the coaching staff will figure that out. I'm confident they will. But other than that, though, like, I don't think you sit there at halftime and try to make any major changes. I don't think you need to. I did forget to mention there was a substitution. Oh, not until second half. That's right. Sorry. I don't know why I thought it was going to be the first half. I don't know. I'm getting old. My brain sucks. Okay. My brain ain't braining. It is what it is. Deal with it. So we come out of halftime, and I think we're still feeling pretty good. Boys look healthy. Boys are moving well. I mean, I think the lads are confident, and I think they're flying high. I'm sure messaging was keep doing what you're doing, stay focused on what you're doing. They probably pointed out one or two things where they probably were noticing some things on the sideline to get the guys to talk about. But I really feel like when you're going into a game like this with that much pressure and expectation, and so much needed from a game like that, I feel like the players, especially the ones we have, are dialed in. They know. They're talking to each other as they're walking off the field. Like, you see the guys having conversations, like, they're dialed in. They know what they need to do. I don't think they need a whole lot of encouragement other than the coach to tell them, great work. We got to tighten that up there at the end there. But otherwise, I think we're playing a great game. We need to stick to the program, stick to the messaging, stick to what we're doing, and we will get the result into this game. And sure enough, look what happens. So we come out in that second half. I mean, just, you got to feel good, right? Like, I mean, you're again, the team is flying. I think we're looking strong. Our counter press is strong. We're cutting down angles. I really feel like we were putting it to Hartford. And, look, Hartford in the specifically the second half of the season has been absolutely wonderful. I mean, this result really, I mean, you need to remember, like, this is a damn good Hartford team. There's every bit to be up in the top 4 spot right now. They've earned that. And we really didn't. We made them look okay. We made them look like an average team. And I think that says a lot about what has happened and transpired with our club, really, since Casiato has come in, and a few of these loanies and signings have come in. I think you see where we should be. And for me, that gives me a lot of hope about moving forward, because it's just, we've been through a lot this year, man. I mean, like, one way or another, this is our last home game of the season coming up. And it's funny because every year it's like, we feel like, well, we've got time, we'll get to this, or we'll talk about this, or, we can fix this or do that. And next, here we are. It's the end of another season. It's wild, man. Like, this thing came out, I don't want to say it came at you fast. It felt long at points, especially through some of those losses. But at the same time, now that we're here, didn't feel that long. Anyways, let's get back to the game. So on this particular play, this beautiful goal by Alex, which was how that wasn't like an ESPN top 10 or the shoe-in for USL Goal of the Week, which, by the way, this is going to drop tomorrow. I mean, guys, I need you to get out there and vote Alex Mendez for Goal of the Week. Tulsa is out there touting a goal that, it's good, but it ain't this good. We need to show up in droves and vote this man in, because, quite frankly, Alex's goal was just beautiful. He talked about it in the post game, and he saw the opportunity to step in, take the ball, and drive. And he's like, I like taking the shots in practice. I kind of do this all the time. This is something I really like to do. He's like, and I saw the opportunity, and I went for it. And he strikes this ball where, it's hard to describe, but it's just off the left side of the laces, and he's swinging through the ball at a diagonal from left to right. And the ball it curves a bit to the right and just flies off to the left. Keeper's just sitting there going like, what do I do with this? And it dings upper 90 off the inside of the post, bounces all the way over to the other side netting. I mean, you literally couldn't place a ball any better than what he did on this shot. It was just gorgeous. And then, of course, in celebration, he goes and gets the ball. It is found out post-game that he and his fiance or wife, I apologize, I don't know specifically which one, he and his partner are expecting a baby. It was not a public thing, but it was made public afterwards. Congrats to him, by the way. Tremendous young man. I have not had the opportunity to get to know him or talk to him really at all, other than a brief, hi, how you doing kind of thing. But just seems like an absolute wonderful quality guy. The team has really rallied with him in there, and he's been an absolute bright spot since he's come on. So he celebrates with the baby thing, and the whole team celebrates with him. It was beautiful. It was really great, man. Like, it's just like, and now we're sitting at 3-2. And you're feeling good. Now, of course, you could break it down to say, this is like a 2-0 lead. It's the worst lead to have. I mean, yes, I think it's fair to feel that way. But at the same time, I just didn't feel like Hartford had anything. They hadn't done anything that I'm just like, shit. Now, they did have an opportunity or two on frame, just off. Not quite on target, but just off target. But close enough to make you hold your breath for a minute, right? But really, they didn't do anything. There was nothing that I was just like, oh, shit, really, up until they scored. We had a couple substitutions. White comes out for Guillen, which shout out to Guillen. I'll talk about that at the end of this. Passius comes out. Moon comes in the first. I think that is more of a necessity thing to keep fresh legs, to keep that counter press pressure on. Marie comes off for Van Kazel. I think that's just trying to solidify the defense. Ironically enough, it didn't work, but that was to shore up the defense, to finish out the game. That substitution makes sense. And yeah, I mean, so I think it was like 90+2, maybe something like that. Their player, so the ball comes in from the left wing over by the benches. It comes across, I forget who it was, came out to try and tackle the ball or tackle the player to stop the buildup. Misses. That player plays the ball through. At this point, Skinner is on the wrong side of his player and just gets beat. And that's two that Skinner, I'm sure he's going to want those back. And look, I love Skinner. We've talked about it playing on this show. I absolutely love Skinner. Defensively, not a great game today. Just wasn't. And anyways, so he gets beat on the inside, tries to get back, but the striker has just got him beat. I mean, he's got him dead to rights. Bill and me tries to come out and make himself big, thinking the striker's going to make the quick play. He goes the other way. He kind of does like he brings his foot over the ball and kind of drags the ball to go around Bill Hamid. Azakar is kind of just left there trying to make his body big. Striker drives the ball and it goes just between Azakar's legs. I mean, it's frustrating. Again, because it's another stoppage time goal, which, man, even when we're playing good, it just seems like we're susceptible. And it's wild to me. Even when we're playing well, like something happens. And the guys always talk post-game about concentration. I get it. I mean, I just don't know how it's happened so much. Well, look, it doesn't matter. We won. We got the result we needed. Bottom line is, I'm not going to beat up on Skinner too much here. Look, it happens. Sometimes you get beat on the inside. You try not to. You always try to be between the man and the ball. Whatever. It is what it is. There's really no time left. I'm not worried at this point that Hartford's going to score another goal. There wasn't another opportunity. Nothing happened from that point forward to make me think that they were going to get another one. I wasn't concerned. Was it a little bit, were things a little bit tighter? Yeah. I mean, there's definitely the worry, right? Because if we tie, we're done. I mean, we know that. We know we have to win. So there is that, you stiffen up just a little bit. But kudos to the team, man. Look, they did what they had to do. At this point, all the Rowdies can do is just win their final two games and hope for a little good fortune. It kind of worked out this weekend. We're still alive. We still have a chance. There's still, all to play for. So, I mean, that's all you can ask for. And as a fan of this club, I mean, that's what I need. That's what I need for my team. Now, the last bit of big news from this game is Aaron Guillen becomes the record holder with 196 appearances for the club across all competitions. He also surpasses the 20,000 regular season minutes played in USL Championship club or group. It's huge, man. Aaron Guillen, God, just what an incredible guy. I mean, for those that have had a chance to get to know him a little bit, just an incredible guy. Everything that he has been, I mean, you think of to the Guillen Island and all the other things and all the moments that have happened over this last 6 years with this club. I mean, so many of those big moments aren't possible without guys like Aaron Guillen. It's so incredibly fortunate for us to have had a guy like Aaron Guillen represent us that many times. And for him to get this recognition is huge, man. I mean, again, Aaron's a wonderful guy. He's a tremendous ambassador for the club. He has done so much for this organization, and I do not know what the future holds for Aaron Guillen, but only focusing on just this season and the last 6 years and what he means to who we are today and all the successes we have had over the last 6 years. So much of that is due to guys like Aaron Guillen and just a wonderful human being, a tremendous guy. We're just, yeah, there's, I don't know what more you can say. I mean, he's a great person. So a fantastic player. We're very lucky to have him. That's it, guys. That's the game. There's really not a whole lot to talk about outside of that. I lie. I'm kidding. Of course there's plenty to talk about. We still got another game. And we got some tables to talk about. Now, I am not going to sit here and try to lie to you and say that I did all the breakdowns of all the numbers and all the things and all the possible scenarios. All I care about is just win both your games. Indy lose. We beat Detroit. Life is great. But it's a little bit deeper than that. And I have to thank my friend Eureka from the RBLR podcast. Him and those guys have done a wonderful job this year with their coverage and their post game stuff that they do. But Eureka had reached out to me earlier today and kind of gave me a little bit of the breakdown of the scenario. And I'm not going to dig too far into it. I believe he and his guys are going to dig into that. I would definitely go listen and check them out and listen to what they have to say. But it sounds like we need to win by 2 goals. That's the magic number. We need to win by 2. Obviously, we still need to either tie or lose. But since we have something to do with the amount of goals or whatever, I don't know. Again, I don't know these things. I'm not going to pretend to know them. Go listen to the guys over Rebel Alert. They're I'm sure they're going to talk more about this, and be more knowledgeable about it. Because I don't know. All I know is we need to win, and in a perfect world, we need Indy to lose. Now, right now, because like what happened was Detroit got a tie against Charleston, so they're sitting at 36 points. We're at 33. Indy beat Loudoun, which I gotta be honest, man, I was shocked. I mean, now I get that Loudoun's comfortably, and I think they're number 3 spot. I get that they're comfortable, but that loss kind of messes with their placing a little bit. But now that leaves Indy with 35 points. So I mean, at the end of the day, we need Indy to lose. Now they're going to play Orange County, which, as of today, is in the A spot. Now that bodes well for us, because Orange County wants to stay in that A spot or better, right? So they need that win bad. The downside is Orange County has not been a great team this year, and they've been very Jekyll and Hyde, much in the way that we have. Orange County can be dangerous. They can be an absolute problem, but that's going to be a tough one, man. In fact, now that I'm mentioning this, is Indy playing at Orange County? Because if that's the case, they're playing in Orange County. That's huge. I mean, look, so they're going to have to travel to the West Coast, Indy this is, and they're going to have to play what I'm going to bet is going to be a pretty raucous crowd, because they want to get that, they want to hold that A seed or better. Look, that bodes well for us. Now, obviously, we can't control what happens there. We can just simply focus on us. And look, Detroit's going to come in here wanting to make a statement, because obviously they're going to want to hold on to their spot, because they're going to believe they're the better team. But I mean, you always got to feel like the home team has the advantage, right? You have the 12th man. You've got all that fan base behind you. There's all that momentum. I think, obviously, outside of the Rhode Island game, I think our last 5-6 weeks of play, I think, really has got this team playing and buzzing well. I know some have had concerns about whether or not we can lay an egg. I mean, I think we got that out of the way with Rhode Island. I think at this point, I absolutely believe that these guys are going to show up and ball out. I'm not concerned about that. I'm more concerned about the scoreboard working for 90 minutes than I am these guys showing up. It's going to be exciting, man. I mean, look, at the end of the day, if Indy wins and we win and Indy goes through, at this point, the best we can just enjoy these moments, right? I mean, it'll suck to get knocked out if that ends up being the case. It feels weird that I'm slightly cheering for Orange County, considering they're the one that beat us in the final, whatever. But I mean, the only thing we can do is control what we control, and that is to go out and put our best foot forward and put a beating on Detroit, which I think we can do. If we can do what we just did against Hartford, I absolutely believe that we can do the same thing against Detroit. I don't think Detroit's a better team. Obviously, I think playing them here, I think, is definitely to our advantage. We did not play well up there, so I think it's a good revenge game for us, and I think the guys are going to want to make a statement as well. I did see a comment saying, "Oh, these guys are only playing for contracts for next year." Shut respectfully. These guys are playing because they want to play in the championship. They want to play in the big games. They want to get into the dance. I fully believe the players that we have, all the starters and the guys that come off the bench, every last one of them wants to make the playoffs. And I think that if and when we do make it to the playoffs, I think we can create a lot of noise. Now, I mean, when that time comes, we'll talk a bit more about those scenarios and what that means and so on and so forth. But at this point, I'm just excited. I'm excited for a big weekend, and I hope you guys are too. Again, we talked about this last week. This is going to be our last home game of the season. Yep, we will be the lowest seeded team in the playoffs, which means we will not see a home game the rest of the way throughout the playoffs. That's a tough one. But look, this is our last chance to see these guys this year. A number of these players, I don't know a lot or a little or a few or some or whatever. We know some players are going to leave. We know some players are going to come in. We know the Lonnies are going to leave. Like we talked about that last week. I said it last week. This is our last chance to see this team play. And I think it's important as fans, again, that we show that respect to the players, to the staff, and to the people that make this show happen. That love from a fan base of how much we love having the Tampa Bay Rowdies here and how much we love being able to cheer this team on week in and week out. And I hope the turnout's good. Again, I've heard good things, but who knows, man? I think it's going to be an exciting game. I think if you're on the fence about whether or not to go, I think you should absolutely go. There's going to be post-game fireworks, if I remember correctly, to finish out the year. I'm not sure what other things are going on, but I do know there are some fireworks, which is, always a good time. But yeah, guys, I mean, that's really it. Our own Alex Mendez, who I think should have goal of the week, personally, because I thought that goal was, hands down, of all 4 goals they showed, Alex was the best goal by far. Yeah, I'm a homer, but it was also the best goal by far. But on top of that, he also earns Team of the Week honors, as he should. He played himself a hell of a game, and he has been getting stronger and better every single week. Like his growth since he's come in here and what the level that he has brought in his time since being here has not only improved, it has made all the players around him rise, and true to like Marie and him and Azokar, these guys have come in and they have risen the level. And by doing so, have risen have really brought the other players around them up as well. Again, look at Paul Marie's effect on the attack. I'm sorry. Like Woopins was, sure, he's their only guy scoring goals, so there's that. But I have my complaints about him because just getting goals wasn't enough, because he could have been a more complete player. And Paul Marie coming in has changed him and has made him a more complete player. Arteaga has changed completely. He's a completely different player finishing out this year. And a lot of that is due to the fact that Woopins has been forced to get better. And now he has been able to get better. And those around him feeding him the ball, just the whole thing has come up. Like what we're seeing now from this team is kind of what we always expect this team to play at, right? It's the standard that's been set for us as fans. Neil set that standard. And now as fans, that is what we expect. So I know this year that we've gone back and forth a little bit on this show. I've given some of y'all shit about your terrible takes, which I still stand by. They are god-awful takes, and some of y'all don't need to be commenting at all. I love you, but for the love of God, shut up. Just smile and nod. Thank you. Scream and yell. See you next week. Anyways. This has been fun, man. This was fun. And I'm excited for next week. Regardless of the outcomes in the league, I am excited. Again, I always get the same feeling at the end of the season. I'm kind of like, I'm ready for the season to start winding down. Like, I'm always geared up for playoffs. But this year in particular has been long for a lot of reasons. But I am super excited. I don't want this ride to end. I think the players are just really kind of coming into their sweet spot, which is what you want to be doing coming to the playoffs, right? It's what you want to be, the level you want to be at. And I really hope we get to continue this for a couple more weeks. But we'll see. At the end of the day, we need to lose. We need to come out and put our best foot forward. If it's 2 goals, 3 goals, whatever, I think the team is absolutely capable of it. I think the coaching staff has done a wonderful job with the current set of players and what they have, and really making the most of these situations. And I'm excited for this weekend, man. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I hope you guys are excited too. I mean, that's it, man. That's it. I got nothing else to give you in this one. This is kind of shorter than I expected. I was thinking we'd go a little longer today, but I got to be honest with you. I feel like we covered it all pretty good. I feel like we said all the things we needed to say. We did all the stuff we needed to do. Yeah, man. Last thing I got is a we love you, and I think it's pretty obvious who that's going to go to. It's going to go to Aaron Guillen. Absolutely love that man. He's always just a tremendous human being. 96 appearances. Holy crap. That is a huge achievement, man. Bravo to him. Speaks to his longevity, his attitude, his durability. Just tremendous. Absolutely tremendous on and off the field. Just a quality signing by this club. And a guy that is just, he is the standard for what we expect out of a Rowdies player, right? Like, he is the standard. Yeah, that's it, man. Grab your friends, grab your friends' friends, grab your friends, grab your neighbors. I don't care. Get to whoever you have to get a hold of. Get your ass out to the game. If you need a ticket, get a hold of me. I'll get you a ticket. I don't give a shit. Let's go. This is going to be a fun one, man. We got another week of soccer. We got another week to get out there and get rowdies with our fans and cheer these boys on and, see where it goes, man. At the end of the day, I hope to be entertained. I hope this team has a great time. I hope you as fans have a wonderful time. This should be exciting, and I look forward to it. So, come on, you Rowdies.
The Rowdies run here, the Rowdies run there, they kick the ball around. The Rowdies run here, the Rowdies run there, and then they fall on the ground. Oh, the Rowdies, the Rowdies, the Rowdies are kicking the grass. When the Rowdies play soccer, it's a sight to behold. You'll swear there'll be devils with magical toes. You'll laugh, you'll cheer, you'll leap from your seat when they kick with their head instead of their feet. The Rowdies run here, the Rowdies run there, they kick the ball around. The Rowdies run here, the Rowdies run there, and then they fall on the ground. Oh, the Rowdies, the Rowdies, the Rowdies are kicking the grass. When the Tampa Bay Rowdies take the field, there's a roar. The fans, royal fannies, cheer the team they adore.